Everybody knows that German cars are terrible, and it's because they have wheel bolts. Let's fix that. This GTI, like most modern German cars, even back to E30s and older BMWs, has wheel bolts, which from a manufacturing optimization point of view, they make a ton of sense. Instead of having to install a lug stud, then a lug nut, the assembly line workers just put one bolt in that holds the wheel on. But for somebody like me who has the wheels on and off almost every weekend going to the racetrack, these are horrible because A, the threads wear out, that's a pain in the butt, and B, the wheel just falls in your lap as soon as you take the last wheel bolt out. So we've got a $175 034 Motorsport lug stud conversion, and these basically thread in place the wheel bolts, and then the car has lug nuts like a normal car again. So we're going to go ahead and install those today and make every single tire change much easier in the future. Okay, so what sort of advanced tools and machines do you need to convert to lug studs? Not much actually, just two 19mm wrenches and some blue Loctite to hold them in place. So let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is, because this car has anti-seize on it, Loctite won't stick to anti-seize, so I'm going to just give it a nice healthy dose of brake clean to kind of clean that anti-seize out and give the Loctite a nice clean surface to bond to. This car's fairly new, the threads are clean and fresh and look fine. If you have an older car or something that's got boogered up holes, something like that, it might make sense to run a thread chaser through and make sure you have nice clean threads for these lug studs to bottom in. But I'm not that worried about this on this car. Next up, I'm going to get a stud here. And I'm just going to put just a dollop of Loctite on here. And note, I'm using 243, which is blue. This doesn't really need to be like green or red or any kind of super high strength thread locker, just enough to keep them from unthreading when you take the lugs off. I'm going to start these hand tight, and then go ahead and take two nuts. You can just basically double nut them. And you don't have to torque these to 90 foot-pounds or anything crazy like you would when you're attaching a wheel. Because, again, these will tighten up when you put the wheel on. A couple different recommendations from different companies, but for the most part, you want to hit maybe 10, 20 foot-pounds, just nothing crazy at all here. Got two wrenches, just kind of double nut to lock, and then you can go ahead and tighten this up. There we go. Break the lug nuts loose. And that stud is installed. So now we just repeat that process 4 more times for this corner of the car, and we'll be all set. Okay, all set. Now we have lug studs just like every other real car sold in America. What a concept. Anyway, lug studs are installed. It's going to be much easier to put the wheels and tires back on. Cool thing to talk about, we got 65mm studs, which are slightly extended, and that's just because we don't know exactly what wheels or spacers we might end up running on the car, and we like that flexibility of having some additional threads. Now we also went with bullnose studs, and that means just this unthreaded little tapered part at the front, and that makes it way easier to start the lug nuts. You can basically just throw them on and start spinning, and they catch instead of having to make sure they're perfectly started. And again, that just helps when you're rotating tires at the track. Make sure you don't cross-thread anything and into your day early. 1 wheel down, 3 to go. We're going to finish the rest off camera and then hit the track. If you want to learn more about 034 Motorsport or this project, you can find that at our website, grassrootsmotorsports.com. And if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you like and subscribe. Until next time, we'll see you at the track.
Support brands that support Grassroots Motorsports. Get your chemical solutions from CRC Industries. Visit crcindustries.com to learn more.